I'm good to go when you are.
All right, we're good here.
All right, we'll get today's post-game press conference started. We have Michaela Brandon with us. So welcome, Michaela, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Go ahead and start with questions. We have Kyle from the Northern Star. Kyle, go ahead and get yourself unmuted there and with your questions for Michaela.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Michaela. Congratulations on the win. How did you guys feel in the second half? You guys outscored Miami 37-20 in the second half after you guys went down at halftime. How did you guys feel in the second half offensively?
Second half, I think we calmed down with the ball and figured out that we just needed to run what we needed to run and that our offense was working if we ran it right and took care of the ball. So I think the biggest difference between the first and the second half was that we took care of the ball and we just took shots that we normally take.
And just to flip it around, like, how do you guys think you did defensively in the second half as well?
Same thing. I think we stayed in system on the defensive end and we brought a lot more energy the second half than we did the first half. And I think when our team has a lot of energy, bench and on the floor, our defense is a lot better.
And how do you think your team is kind of working together? I know you guys right now are on a 2-game win streak after this win. You guys are one of the top teams in the MAC right now. So how do you think your team is kind of working together to help you guys just get this great record that you guys have right now?
I think we all genuinely like to see each other succeed. So it's not really about how many points one person scores or how many stops one person gets or rebounds or anything like that. So we just make the best basketball plays there are, and we share the ball really well, and we like to see each other make shots and get excited for each other.
Thank you, Michaela.
All right, Michaela, I think that's all we have for you today. So appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.
I guess I should take this
off. Shelby, tilt the screen a little bit so we can center you up a little bit. There we go.
a little shorter than Tay.
Kyle, we'll let you go ahead with your questions now for Shelby Coker, who's now with us.
Okay. Congratulations on the win, Shelby. You guys outscored Miami 37-20 in the second half. Like, what was said at halftime to help you guys just like spur you on for that offensive run?
Yeah, in the first half, we were feeling at halftime, we talked about how we were feeling like we didn't have enough energy. So I think in the second half, we were really focusing on bringing some more energy. And I think that's what really made a difference in the second half in terms of scoring points and getting stops.
And you had 26 points on the night or on the day. How did you feel out there just shooting the ball, running the offense?
They definitely made me work for it. And I think our teammates did a good job of like within our system in the offense. And I was just kind of going with the flow, not really focusing on points or whatever, just doing what I had to do.
And you guys are on a 2-game win streak right now. So what do you think that you guys could bring into your next game against Bowling Green?
The same energy and the same defensive pride that we had today. I think we need to bring that into the next game as well, because Bowling Green is obviously another tough team in our conference, just like every team in the MAC. So I think we just got to bring it the same way with Miami, with the next team.
Thank you, Shelby.
Thank you, Shelby. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate it. All right, and now we'll welcome in head coach Lisa Carlsen. Coach, do you want to start us off with the statement about today's game?
Yeah, I think first you really have to give Miami credit. I thought their physicality, their length, obviously caused problems for us, especially in the first half. And then I think in the second half, we had a much better understanding of what we needed to do to spread them out a little bit. And also, you know, you heard the players talk a little bit about it. Our defensive intensity in the second half was much better, and they weren't able to get exactly what they were looking for on the offensive end. And then we took care of the basketball better in the second half as well.
All right, Kyle from the Northern Star, go ahead with your questions for Coach Carlson.
Thank you. Coach, you guys, I've been asking this to every single player, but you guys went on a 37-20 run in the second half. What did you tell your team during halftime because I know you guys were down at halftime. So what did you tell your team in that?
Well, we talked about having to stay disciplined really on both ends of the floor. I thought we were getting a little ahead of ourselves on the offensive end. Maybe weren't as balanced as we needed to be and strong with the basketball. And then defensively, we needed to stay in system. And I thought the second half, we did a much better job of that. And when we do that, we're also pretty effective on the glass. So I think it was a discipline issue and making sure that we understand how important it was to stay in system. And it was very obvious, especially in that third quarter, when we were, good things were happening, and they really exploited things when we gambled unnecessarily or were out of system. Hopefully we can learn from that and be more consistent in that area.
And Miami had 17 turnovers in today's game, and you guys had 8 steals. How do you think your defense played against Miami's offense?
Well, again, we were much better in the second half. I thought our ball pressure was better. Our rotations were better and sharper. And because of that, we got our hands on some of the passes that they were making. And obviously that led to their turnovers a little bit. You know, we're not a team that necessarily gets out in the passing lane. So it's not like those turnovers led to wide open layups. But I think our activity on the basketball and our rotations were much better. And then we were able to get some tip balls that way.
And Shelby Coker had 26 points and led the team. How do you think she's just being like a leader for the team? Like, what do you see in her right now that kind of helps the team, kind of motivates the team?
Well, Shelby's a very competitive player, and she has seen a ton of different coverages when it comes to the ball screen. You know, some people are trying to blitz her or trap her. Some people will really clog gaps. And I think all of the things that she's seen, she continues to grow in understanding what she's going to get out of that. Once she was able to handle the initial pressure, Miami's going to do a great job of really covering our shooters on the perimeter. And so it gives her opportunities to get to the basket. And as a smaller player, she also really has a good understanding of how to use her body in order to be effective. And I thought that was, again, really on display in the second half once she kind of got a feel for what they were trying to do defensively.
And the Convocation Center has been empty the whole season. There's really only been generated crowd noise from the speakers. And I noticed that today in your game, your bench was really being loud, really doing defense chants. So how important do you think that is overall for your team?
Well, I think creating that environment and that energy is important, whether we have fans in the stands or not. And I think that really shows, I think Shelby mentioned it, how important it is for everyone to understand that we're celebrating the success of the team, not necessarily individually. And that's been pretty consistent. This group has a great handle on that. You know, some of the players that are in the rotation and start out on the bench are some of our best communicators. And so that's contagious. And the players on the floor understand that. And it's kind of been something that's fairly consistent for us.
Thank you, Coach, and congratulations on the win.
All right, thanks.
And Lisa, we have a few questions forwarded on by Mike Hazy, who's working on something as well. So first of all, I think you talked about it a little bit, about Miami's defensive pressure in the first half, and just was it making that adjustment, adjusting or knowing that they were going to bring that pressure a big key to, being able to overcome that in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot like the game at Miami. Again, their physicality and their length caused us problems down there. And it's not something you can replicate in practice. So unfortunately, I thought we were, again, a little hurried and trying to throw over the top too much in the first half. And they're just too big in order to do that. I thought Adam made great adjustments offensively in the second half as far as changing our screening angles and giving them different looks so that their rotations had to be different. I think that was critical as well. And then also defensively, when we're better defensively and getting stops, it opens things up a little bit. So I thought we had opportunities in transition and really able to spread them out and have opportunities there too.
And when you made that third quarter run to kind of put the distance, to be able to take the lead and then put a little distance between you, was that the defensive play and the energy the key to that, or making shots? Is all of it? How were you able to kind of take over the game at that point?
Yeah, obviously it's a combination of things, but I think the biggest thing was being able to string stops together. Making shots makes players really confident, but getting stops makes teams collectively confident as well. And I thought we did a really nice job, especially like you mentioned in that third quarter, of stringing stops together. And that did help us offensively. Like I mentioned, it gave us a little bit more room to work, and also made us feel better about the shots that we were getting and able to knock down.
And then we closed out January with a 6-1 record, and obviously that's an awesome month. How do you carry that into February now?
Well, obviously we're happy with how January went, but what we think about now is what does Bowling Green present on Wednesday. And we know we're going to have a great stretch of ball games, but every game in the MAC is like that. So I think this group has a great understanding of not getting too ahead of themselves, understanding that our preparation for the next game is the most important. And we've beaten some good teams in the league. We've beaten some teams that maybe record-wise haven't been the best, but there's been a lot of challenges, and we've been able to overcome those in the month of January. Hopefully that can continue.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much, Lisa, and congratulations on the win.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Thank you.